Royal family, welcome to my channel. Today we are asking what's coming in love, which was actually a request by one member of our soul tribe. So if you have your own requests, you can put them down below as well. Okay, so the first pile, we have that pretty pink flower. And I don't even think this angle gives it justice. And the second pile, we have, it's like a pale pink with the green, and then pile three is going to be that kind of gold and dusty rose or whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to be back and maybe show you guys the flowers just up close, and then I will do your reading. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, family, welcome to my channel. I am the pick a card Empress, and today we are doing a what's coming in love reading where we explore, well, what is coming in love. Is it a new person? Is it an old person? Is it self-love? Whatever it is, we ask the romance angels what's in store. All right, so for the first part, let me give you I want to give you a see. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I told you can see the real color from that overhead view. So that's going to be pile one. This is pile two, which is kind of starburst, isn't it? Right? And then we have pile three. So you pick the flower or the pile that calls to you, and I'm going to be back in a moment with your reading. See you in a bit. Okay, pile one, if you chose the pink flower with a yellow kind of filament, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to uncover this card, and it's going to be a surprise for me as well, and see what's coming in love. Well, apparently you are calling in a soulmate. Your energy is doing that, and the universe is listening. It says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you guys together. So let's ask spirit. Okay, so what's going on in your energy field? Your thoughts and your emotions have aligned, right? Because we manifest from our thoughts and feelings. And it looks like whatever is happening in your life right now, you are calling in a soulmate. You are calling in someone who can show you or who can reciprocate the love that you have inside to give. Okay, so what that tells me is that you've done a lot of healing around your own self-love, your self-worth, and now that you love yourself, that love of self is now calling someone from outside of you to mirror back to you that love. Okay, all right, let's go a little deeper into these energies. Now, for some of you who might identify with the twin flame dynamic, it could be that you may not have access to your twin flame at this time, or things just aren't working out as they are. So it looks like you might be calling in someone else. I'm gonna ask if it's a past or present person in a moment, or a new person in a moment, but let's get a little bit more information on this card. It says calling your soulmate. We have Five of Pentacles in reverse. Now, Five of Pentacles in reverse could talk about feeling unsupported and feeling alone. And because it's in reverse, because Five of Pentacles already, when it's upright, it already talks about feeling out in the cold and isolated. But when it's in reverse, it can speak to an abandonment issue, and it can also speak to self-isolation, which is different, a little different from isolated. You know, self-isolation, we are consciously making the choice to cut ourselves off from other people, and it usually comes from a place of trauma. Okay, so maybe you've been alone for a long time, and maybe initially it started out as a result of some sort of traumatic experience, but now that you've done the healing work there, now you're looking for some sort of companionship. It looks like and it feels like whatever this trauma was, somebody may have been very deceptive, right? So this time around, you're looking for someone who's transparent. You're looking for someone who is emotionally available, physically available, someone who is interested in having a loving and respectful relationship, and you're not interested in anybody that's playing any fucking games right about now. You're not dealing with that, okay? You want someone who may share your spiritual beliefs, or they may have spiritual beliefs of their own, or religious beliefs of their own, or core values of their own that really guide their path and they adhere to them. Because from, it looks like from your standpoint, a person who is committed to self and their own beliefs will also be committed in a relationship. So you want someone um, that is committed, right? They're able to commit. You also might want someone who you consider to be awakened or enlightened. You want someone who has like interrogated self, interrogated the world. You don't want someone who has just um, stayed inside the matrix and has led a life that's been unexamined, right? You don't want that. And you want someone who challenges your perspectives of the world. It's not to say that you want someone that's arguing with you all the time, but certainly someone that can offer a different perspective, because maybe you're like those, is it demisexuals, where you have to be stimulated on a mental and emotional and spiritual level in order for you to kind of get into things and to feel attraction. Okay. We have here Six of Wands. You may also want someone who is successful in their own right, or they have self-actualized in a particular way, because that tells you that this person is capable of manifesting, and they're capable of achieving things on their own. Okay. All right, so let's ask Spirit. I'm going to use my pendulum. Spirit, this energy that this person is calling in, is it an ex or a past person, or is it somebody new? This is somebody new that is coming in. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do, let us look at the energy this person is bringing into this connection. Let's see who this person might be. And let's see the energy they're bringing into this. So for power one, we're talking about new love coming in for you. And we have here field of dreams. Okay, so it is someone who is a dream come true for you. A dream come true for you. Okay, so it's someone who you can have a stable, loving relationship with, which is exactly what you want. Now, I hope that field of dreams is not someone who lives all in their head, right? So we have to look at that. Let's see the energy they're coming in with. We have here wide open in reverse. Okay, so this person a little guarded. And they're a little guarded because now there's a card number 42, which reduces to 6. And 6 talks about love and lovers. They're a little guarded because I'm hoping that they're not just coming out of a situation, but it looks like their last relationship did not go very well. Okay, and it looks like they may have sustained a lot of hurt and pain there. Okay, I'm going to pull out some more cards. I'm hoping that they've taken time to process that and you're not just a rebound relationship, but we're going to find that out. But they are guarding their heart. But you're almost like in the same energy too, right? Because you've had something traumatic happen to you. But I think for you, you've taken time out to really heal. We want to see if your person has done the same thing, okay? So let's get some more cards, right? So they're guarded because love went wrong in the past. But Spirit is letting you know right now, this person did take time to heal. This is a card number 38, which reduced to 11. And 11 is about restoring balance and harmony. Okay, and it looks like they did take that time. For some of them, it looks like they may have had professional help, or they had a very supportive emotional system that really helped them. So, but their boundaries, it looks like they're well fortified. Let's just put it like that. They're well fortified. What do we have here? Unexpected visitors in reverse. So what I feel with this though, I feel like for some of you guys, this is somebody you know. It's not a stranger. I think this is somebody you know. Maybe you've not looked at this person in a romantic way before. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I also get like, if they are a stranger, their energy is going to be very recognizable to you. And I know that's a strange thing to say, but you're going to feel like you've known this person for a very long time. You're going to feel it. That's what I get. You're going to feel it. When you see them, there's going to be that moment of recognition. As I saw that moment of recognition, there's this little, it's not a card, no. I don't know, this little bird has just come there hanging out. I feel like maybe you've even, and he's gone now, just as I spoke about him. And just like that bird came to hang out, I feel like this person might be a friend. They might be a friend, an acquaintance. I feel like for some of you guys, it's already somebody you know. Okay, but if it's not someone you know, their energy is going to be immediately recognizable. Something about their vibe is going to feel very familiar and safe. Okay, all right, let's see what else we have here. Cleaning house in reverse. Well, I hope they're not messy for your sake, right? But what this does tell me is like this person, I think they've done a lot of healing. We saw that with the healing ouch card and all of that. But there's still enough there left of that past experience for them. I don't feel this is just boundaries. I think that this person's heart is guarded. I really do. So I think it may take you a while for it to establish a safe space and a level of intimacy with this person. So my advice for you is to take this really slow with this person, because for them, slow is safety, right? And the more you guys get to know each other, especially when you get to know each other before sex, right, is the more comfortable they are going to feel. So this will take it slow kind of energy. All right. So let's ask Spirit. Let's just be forward. Like, what the hell does this person want with you? Like, what are their intentions when they encounter you, when they date you? What's their intentions in the back of their mind? Are they here for a good time and not a long time? Are they looking for long-term relationship? Are they looking for marriage? Is there something polyamorous going on? What are their intentions towards you? I don't get that they're playing games, but let's see what's going on. What's their intention? I don't read reversals in this deck. They're looking for a life partner. Okay, they're looking for someone that will, be on this journey with them, right? That they can share experiences with. I do think that this person may like to travel. Okay, so they may be looking for a travel companion as well, but they're looking, for a new chapter in their life, a new chapter in their life. But Spirit is, telling us here again that they might be coming with a little bit of baggage. I don't get it a lot, right? But enough for them to be cautious. Okay, all right. All right, so let's see. What are their intentions towards you, Power One? What's their intentions, right? What's their intentions? We have male, female. Okay, so I don't get that they want to mess around, right? I think they want to concentrate their energy and efforts on one person and to treat you like the king or queen or the counterpart that they see you as. This is someone who will have a lot of respect for you, and it is someone who is not afraid to, once they trust you, show you their emotions and show their appreciation for you. Okay, and I feel like for this person, like gift giving is going to be big. Being of service is going to be big for this person. That's how they show their love more than they verbalize it. But either way, you're going to feel this person's love, right? They're capable of showing you great love. Oh, we have two. Now we have here the Thief. Oh my goodness, what is this about? And change. You know what? I think this came out for a reason, okay? I think, the last person that this person was with, I think used them for their money. I think your person naturally may be doing very well. Okay. And as I told you, part of their love language is being of service. Part of their love language is gift giving and investing in their partner. And I think in the past, this person, um, they may have been milked for all they were worth, right? By someone that was, they were basically a thief. They were nefarious, right? Your person was just an ATM to this person. So, your person, they have good reason to be cautious. Okay, so as I told you, take it slow because, they really do want to give, and it is part of their character to give and to be generous. It's just that they've learned the lesson that they have to, really choose their partners wisely, and they're going to be taking it slow. Okay. They're looking for someone that was different from their previous experience, right? They're looking for someone who can, reciprocate, right? Appreciate them and who they are. And, well, it's cliche, but we know what they bring to the table. Okay. So they're looking for change. They're looking to move their life into a different direction, and they're looking for a companion whilst they do that. What else? What are their intentions towards you? Let's get this card. We have toil and labor. And this is someone, they're not afraid of hard work when it comes to a relationship, right? They know that relationships don't just happen, and they're not just sustained on love alone. You got to pull in elbow grease into this thing, right? You have to invest in a connection every day, and not just invest financially, but energetically, and really, listening to your partner and being emotionally intelligent. So they're not afraid of hard work when it comes to sustaining a relationship. They just want to make sure that the person that they're investing in is worth it and won't take them, down the river, which is exactly what happened in the past. Okay. All right. What's going to be some of the challenges in this connection? Because to be forewarned is to be exactly forearmed. So let's see. What's going to be what's going to challenge this connection? We have nothing adds up, and it feels like inconsistency, but it feels like somebody playing detective. Okay. From what we've seen, both of you guys have come out of challenging situations yourself, right? Where you guys may have been taken advantage of. And sometimes, even though we've done the work, sometimes there are little things that can trigger us and remind us of what happened in the past. And then we go into sleuth mode. And then we kind of take little things, we nitpick at little things, and we pick it apart. And then suddenly we come up with a whole story, and 2 and 2 makes 11. Okay, so I wouldn't say don't be vigilant, but don't allow one thing to put you into detective mode. Okay, you're certainly looking out for the red flags, okay, but don't let don't blow little things out of proportion. Okay, really interrogate yourself and ask yourself, am I really seeing something of concern, or am I projecting my own relationship onto this person? Okay, so it's going to call for a lot of self-awareness and a lot of objectivity. Okay, all right. What's going to be challenge, right? Because it feels like you guys both have a healthy bit of paranoia, and that's okay once it's managed, right? All right. What's going to challenge this connection? We have no contact zone, and it says enforced distance. Okay. Silence game, still attached. All right. So what's going to be a challenge in this connection? Well, one, both of you guys are guarded. We saw that. Okay. But it feels like as well that when you guys are triggered, you guys may respond to it in different ways. One person might want to talk it out, and the other person kind of isolates himself because maybe and it might be you, right? Maybe you've been alone for so long, so you need to take that time to process your thoughts before you verbalize what you feel. So, what's going to be helpful in a situation like that is for you guys to recognize how your person and how you yourself, how you guys respond to challenging information or a challenging situation in the relationship. Some people, they need to talk it out right away. Um, and some people need some quiet time to really gather themselves and then reapproach. Okay. So because you would know this about each other from observation, and you can have a conversation about it as well, you're gonna have to find some sort of common ground. All right. So if one person needs to talk about it right away and the other person needs some time to process, maybe y'all could set like maybe a 1 hour apart just to think about everything and then reapproach. So it's enough time for the person that wants to talk about it right away and then enough time for the other person that needs the space, right? So it's those kind of compromises that are going to help this connection. All right. Recognizing that, so the recognition that everybody deals with challenging situations differently, honoring that and coming up with, a formula that works for everybody. Okay? All right. I gave you my all. We have overgiving, drained, and love unreturned. Okay, so what's going to be challenging? Memories of past relationships. And it looks like in this relationship, it's two overgivers coming together, but it's two overgivers who have been burnt, right? So again, you guys have, some healthy hesitation, but your natural way of expressing love is giving, right? So it's all about trying to find that balance, okay? And it feels like this relationship is what's going to challenge you to do that, right? Knowing when we're going overboard or knowing when to pull back, that kind of thing, and trying to manage memories of the past, and the memories are going to come up, right? But it's about giving this person a fair shake and judging them on their own merit. Okay, we always have to keep that in the back of our head. Okay, what else is going to be challenging? You never showed up. So this feels like the past again, right? Absent effort, emotionally unavailable. But we see that this person, they're not afraid to put in the work. So it feels like this is all past patterns that you guys observed in past relationships that you might be hypervigilant about. Okay? All right. So again, you want to manage yourself, manage your emotions, manage your trauma, and make sure you're not projecting that onto the other person and, creating a different story than what is. What else is going to be challenging here? We have gaslighted. All right. So both of you guys may have had run-ins with someone who may have had a lot of narcissistic tendencies, or they may have been eventually diagnosed as a narcissist. And you know what gaslighting does? It really screws with your intuitive radar. And then you start second guessing yourself, you start doubting yourself, or you may go to the other opposite end of the extreme where you're doing an overcorrection and you're putting up some big walls. Okay, so again, it is to manage that trauma, manage that response from the past, and give this person a fair shake. Okay, and give yourself a fair shake too. Okay, all right. All right. When will this person come in any meaningful sort of way? So let's see if we get some sort of timing. All right, when can you expect this person to show up? So part one, you'll let me know if you think this person is already here. And if this is what you're looking for in a relationship. We have here Strength card, right? Standing up for yourself, knowing when to wield power and when to hold back. So I think that is going to be a theme in your relationship. When are they going to show up? We have a Queen of Wands in reverse. Person when you're not even looking. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. We have the Seven of Cups. And that's about exploring options. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, this person's going to show up and you're not even looking for love. Okay, I think you might be going out with different people. For some of you guys, you might be traveling. Okay, and can I tell you guys, you may not be even looking at your best when you meet this person. Nope. It's just going to happen. Okay, let me see. Let me get a timing card. Or rather, let me get a time. Because we have a divine timing. And so there, let's get a time. Spirit, is it going to be less than 3 months? Spirit saying no. Is it going to be less than 6 months? Spirit saying yes. So between 3 to 6 months, this person is going to show up. All right, what's Spirit's last advice for you in this particular situation? What's the last bit of advice? We have pleasure, and it's about enjoying your life. And I think this is exactly what we picked up on here. As you go about the world, as you enjoy yourself, it makes me feel like there's a card in the Romance Angels called Attraction, and it says you attract more love by enjoying this moment fully. And I feel like that's exactly what Spirit is telling you to do right now. Enjoy your life, and this person, they're just going to show up. And we have here solitude. For some of you, Spirit's just reminding you that your time in solitude, or the time that you spent alone or uncompanioned, this was not wasted time. Okay, you learned a lot of lessons there, you did a lot of healing there, and it was totally necessary. And this healing that you did, it wasn't just for yourself, it wasn't just for your higher self, your oversoul. This was also for your ancestors and your family tree. So you've already done a great job. Okay, but you know, we're called now to bring whatever learning we learned in solitude into practice in a relationship. And this is what this new journey is going to be about. Okay? My love, thank you so much for tuning in. Can I ask you guys, please subscribe to the channel. And if you do follow other esoteric channels, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you have on all notifications, and that you're making comments so that they stay on YouTube. You know, I've noticed a really crazy trend about esoteric channels and a couple other niches as well, being, you know, demonetized, or, you know, some kind of weird or shadow banned, right? So the way that we fight back against that is to make sure these esoteric channels that you follow, make sure you show them the love. If you have the hype button underneath the video, hype them up, that kind of thing. Do what you can to make sure that they stay right in the space so other people of our love tribe can find us. Okay? I'm a love. Take care. Bye. Okay, pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this Starburst. I don't know, when I touched the flower, I remember that song. I think was Katy Perry or Firework. That's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that pertains to the song. Oh Lord, what is this? We have deception. We don't want that coming in love. Anyway, let's see. It says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay, now it certainly could be someone is deceiving the other person. Certainly, it could be that. Or it could be that someone is deceiving themselves, or they're not revealing their true intentions in a particular way. This can also talk about people being guarded. And if it does, and we're going to see, then maybe you can watch part 1. There was something there with that as well. Okay. But this is about not showing all your cards all at once and something remaining hidden. Now, I am noticing 3 people in this, right? So I'm hoping this is not someone that is playing out to play games with your heart, or someone that has put you in third party situation, or someone who has someone else. That's not what we want in love, right? All right, so let me pull some cards on this and let us see where this is going. I don't like it though. Right? Because whether it's self deception or deceiving another person, it's not helpful in any way and it's hurtful. All right, so let's see. What's next in love? We have deception. Gosh, come on now. Spirit, tell us a little bit about this energy. Okay, we have the Star card in reverse. Now, the Star card in reverse, it certainly is a card of hopelessness, but it can be a card of karma, meaning a karmic lesson is at hand. Okay, yeah. This can also talk about a past life relationship. Okay, a past life relationship is being featured here. All right, let's see what this is all about. I don't like this, guys. I don't like this. We have here 9 of Wands. So we do get that guarded energy. Somebody on guard, somebody in warrior mode. 2 people, eh? I mean, you and your person. 2 people. Let's see. Oh, for some of you guys watching, you might be LGBTQIA2S plus, and maybe you've not been living openly, okay? And there's so many different reasons for that, and you do that, you know, well, I don't even like to use the word come out, you know, I'm going to use come out, but it's only because I'm not getting a better word at this point in time, right? You come out on your own terms, right? And you may be in a place or even a geographical region where you certainly can't, right? You certainly can't, right? You know, the homophobia is, you know, exponential. In certain countries, it is illegal. So in certain countries, you could die. So, you know, it is totally understandable if you have to live life like that. The only thing with that is we get very rare opportunities once we're not living our most authentic life to have authentic experiences. So that's the only thing I will say about that, right? You know your situation, so you just may not be able to live as authentically as you can. All right. We have a Knight of Wands, and this is player energy. And that's another thing about, you know, living in the shadows, right? You know, people can mess around with you. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have here the Moon in reverse. And the Moon in reverse is about, you know, something hidden being revealed. You know what I'm getting from this? And I'm going to clarify with my pendulum. Now, pile 1 was about new love coming in. But I feel with pile 2, this is someone that is current, okay? And it feels like even though this person has emotions for you and strong, intense emotions for you too, okay? This is romantic love with the Knight of Cups. They might have been in and out of your life, right? And it looks like because they've been in and out, there's something about this relationship that is hidden. Whether they are hiding something from you, or you are hiding something from them, or they are hiding something from a partner, or you are hiding something from a partner. There's something here about people not getting what they want and having to live some sort of lie or some sort of false, I don't want to say false narrative, but yeah, it's some sort of lie. They live in some sort of lie, right? And as I said before, just like I said about, you know, the person and the sexual orientation, it could be real life circumstances that's allowing for that kind of setup, right? Maybe it's a matter of life and death, okay? Right? It could be that the blockage might be somebody else, um, and they might want to be with you, but their obligations there. Somebody might be ill. They might have a partner that's ill. Um, they may not want to come out because they have family members that might be disapproving. So there might be real life issues that might prevent an an open expression of love between you guys as in a public relationship. Okay, that's what I'm getting. But what I get that's coming in love is a revelation, right? It looks like this whole setup is going to be blown apart, and the moon in reverse tells me that, because the moon is about hidden emotions. The moon is about something being clandestine, something about being hidden. Um, uh, some sort of tryst or tryst, however you want to explain it, right? There's something, like sneaky going on, right? But it looks like that is revealed and everything comes forward. So what's coming in love is an expression of emotion, a genuine expression of emotion, and it looks like transparency and authenticity. And that's as I'm taping it, my mother is calling. So I feel like maybe a mother energy or something like that is a person that precipitates um, this exposure. Exposure. That's what I'm getting. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So it feels like there's some sort of female energy and maybe a kind of busybody, just kind of blows this whole thing apart, and there's this big revelation. Okay, there's this big revelation, and the whole story comes out. People's true feelings are revealed. So the story is basically whatever is in the dark at this point in time, it comes to light. That's the main story. That's the main story here. Okay. So let's ask Spirit. Spirit, is this someone who is okay? You know what? Let me ask. Is this a past person? Is this someone currently in viewer's life, or is this a future person coming in? And Spirit saying this is somebody currently in your life. Okay, this is somebody that's current in your life. So let's see what energy they're bringing in, right? But that's basically the story. Somebody interferes, somebody uncovers the truth, and this whole thing kind of explodes. What energy are they bringing into this connection? We have here dry desert in reverse, so a lot of emotions, right? Emotions overflow when this happens, because it's like a pot that is just there, in those pressure cookers, it's just there under pressure, and then somebody just lifts off the lid, and that big explosion of steam. It looks like everything is revealed, all the outpouring of love and frustration and anger, whatever it is, it all comes out. It's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. I'll let you guys know. Why am I cutting it again? I don't even know. I will still have the dry desert in the bottom. Okay. Right. It's going to be a little messy for a little while. Okay. All right. Let's see. What energy is your person bringing into this connection? We have the wishing well. Your wish come true for this person. And even here, I want you to look in this card. The mask is off. We see that mask floating, right? The mask is off. And somebody realizes that, what glitters really is gold in this particular situation. So it feels like just as sudden as things are going to be revealed, I think them realizing how much love they had for you, it was also a very sudden event. I don't think it's something that grew on them. I think it's something that they suppressed for a very long time, and then something happened and it exploded. Whether you might have walked away from this person, because I see her bidding adieu here, okay? You may have gone off, or you may have turned your back on this person. There's something, some event triggers um this explosion of love inside of them, and then suddenly they see you. They see you. They see you, right? But it looks like more fireworks is coming out. That's why that fireworks story came out, right? So it feels like there's going to be a bit of fireworks in this connection, but when the dust is settled, your connection is going to be in a better position than before. Okay? What energy they're coming in with? We have coming apart in reverse, right? This is someone who is working towards union with you, right? They're looking to be committed to you. They want to be in a loving relationship with you. This is not someone who wants to play the games of the past. And I really get that they were playing games with you in the past. They weren't willing to open up their heart. Okay? So I feel like, this person, when you guys were together, really held themselves back. Maybe there's some sort of messaging that they received throughout their life that, to show emotions, to show weakness, and to show weakness is to give somebody some sort of power over you, right? So I think for a very long time, they were holding back their emotions, and that's the deception that we picked up on here. And I think maybe you may have been holding back your emotions from this person too, because maybe you didn't feel safe in the relationship. Okay? Especially if there were other people involved here. Yeah, this connection really takes off. It really takes off. I feel like, it feels like chariot energy. But Spirit is also saying the other thing that is causing this explosion of emotion in your person is that they've gone through some sort of awakening here. I think they just kept going around in circles, because if we look at the bottom of this card, it looks like a maze, doesn't it? Like a karmic maze. And that karma, that word karma, came up pretty early in this reading, didn't it? Right? So it feels like there's some sort of past life relationship happening here. There's some sort of past life death. They may be with a third party or karmic partner, but it looks like they extricate themselves from this karmic maze. And the moment they do, it feels like they're heading towards you. But there's a caution there as well, right? You don't want anybody in rebound energy making you rebound girl, rebound boy, or rebound they, right? So this person needs time to heal, but they're coming towards you here. What we have here? We have home in reverse, and it's just the thing I was just warning you about, right? I feel like this is not like pile one where, the person was in a relationship long before and, they've done their healing. No, it feels like this person is coming fresh up, hot off the press, right? Some sort of home, some sort of foundation breaks down, and they come running towards you because you are their safe space. I think they have genuine emotions for you. I think that intentions towards you is real, but I don't think they're being pretty practical about entering into another long-term relationship or another relationship hot off the press, off the demands of another. Okay, so I don't think they're thinking straight. I'm going to be honest with you. They're not thinking straight here. They're just they're in a panic about losing you, emotionally unstable because something else in their life has ended, and they want to make sure that they don't lose this opportunity and lose it all. All right, let's ask Spirit, what are their true intentions towards you? What are their intentions? We have here occupation, and it's a card number 7, with a vibration of 3 and 4. And because it is occupation, we're talking about work, we're talking about, three things. It's like a Seven of Pentacles energy. And Seven of Pentacles is about investment, hardcore, grounded investment. So the energy towards you is they want to put in the work here. They see you as their counterpart, they see you as their love, right? Because we have the vibration of the Emperor and the Empress in this card. So they do have good intentions towards you. I'm just questioning the timing, right? I'm just questioning the card timing, and Spirit is cautioning you on the timing as well. We have here Thief. Okay, let me put another card with Thief. Okay, and we have Thoughts. Okay, all right. So this person is currently facing a tower moment in their life. It's a card number 16. And this tower moment is making them think of, okay, well, what's next for me? And the minute they start thinking about what's next, they think about you, but they have concerns. You know what those concerns are? They're hoping that you're not like the last person that they left. And it looks like the last person, or the person that they're leaving behind right now, might have been very deceptive, right? Might have betrayed them, might have hurt them, might have abused them. So they're expressing some caution. So as much as they want to run in, they are too really thinking about things. They're thinking about things, right? And they're wondering, is viewer going to be the same? So it looks like they're mashing a little brakes here, right? Before they were coming in with all gas, but they're mashing a little brakes here, and they're really interrogating themselves. Is this good timing? What if they're just like the other person? So they're really thinking about things, and I like that energy, because I think that once they're in that energy of interrogating themselves and interrogating this relationship, they're gonna come to the conclusion that they need a little bit of time. Okay. We have bad health. Okay. It feels like this person may have health concerns. Okay. They may have health concerns that they feel like they may need to prioritize at this point in time. But at the same time, they don't want to lose this opportunity, right? So I do think that they might be trying to accelerate their healing, but there's some things that can't be rushed. And it doesn't even have to be physical issues. They're asking themselves, am I emotionally and mentally healthy to pursue a relationship at this time? So as I was telling you, as much as this person wants to rush in, they are trying to be practical about it. They do have concerns. They do have concerns. They don't want to break your heart. They don't want to string you along, right? They don't want you to be their rebound person, okay? But they're concerned if they take too much time that they're going to lose you. Yeah, we have the mature man, as much as their immature side wants them to rush in. The mature side is they're questioning everything. Now this person does want a committed relationship with you, right? You are this person's world, right? You're their world. And it's a card number 5, which is the Hierophant, right? So they're also thinking about committing to you, but at the same time they're wondering about the interference of family. They're wondering about the drama. So this could be 5 of Wands energy, the drama of it all, right? So I think, as much as they have good intentions towards you and they do want a committed relationship with you, I think they're examining everything right now, right? All the imperatives, all the factors, and all the actors and the characters attached to this relationship. So they're really thinking about things. They really are. I don't get that this person is being completely impulsive, right? They do want to do what's best for you, but they also want to do what's best for themselves. Okay? Alrighty. Now, let's ask Spirit, what's going to be some of the challenges in this relationship or this connection? What's going to be some of the challenges? We have in their head. And we did see it, right? We have one card, we have thoughts, then we have concern, then we have the mature man. So at each stage, this person is thinking, but Spirit is saying this person could suffer from analysis paralysis, where they think, but the action might be lacking, and maybe you do the same thing too, till you basically talk yourself out of it. We have confused as hell. Okay. And it's the same kind of analysis paralysis, right? There's so many people, so many factors, so many things to think about in this connection, that there's emotional chaos within, and you don't know what is the next step. And it's because you're not really this person. It looks like this. I feel this card pertaining to this person. You're not really clear as to, well, you're not really clear as to the energy of the past. So the energy of the past is commingling with what is coming in, is commingling with the present. So you don't have a clear path ahead. And that's what taking time to heal really does. It really is about I don't want to say extracting, but it's the only word that's coming to mind. Extracting or incising the past, the energy of the past, so that it doesn't interfere with what is happening now, and it doesn't interfere with what is coming in. Right? But right now, everything is kind of mingled into one, and there's no real emotional clarity. What might challenge this connection? We have you deleted me. What's one of the challenges? It looks like you and this person, you all have history. You all have history. You might have hurt this person might have hurt you. Okay? You may have been blocking each other, ghosting each other, doing all sorts of different things. So that past is still there. And there might be still some open wounds in this connection. So, what's really going to help is both of you guys taking time to really flesh out the things that happen, and allow for forgiveness of each other, and allow for forgiveness of self. What's going to challenge this connection? We have releasing, just as I said, releasing the past, and I'm not allowing the past incarnation of this connection to come and be a kind of overlay as to what might happen in the future, right? So this person may have presented themselves to you in a particular way in the past. It looks like they might have been a player, right? It looks like they've done quite a bit of maturing since then, but you might still only see them as a player that you encountered in the past, right? So as much as they want to prove to you that they have good intentions and they've changed, your energy is still wrapped up in the past. So that's why both of you guys need time to really deal with and process what happened in the past. Why you chose them, right? You or them might have some resentment because maybe one of you guys chose somebody else. So as much as this person wants to make a comeback, and as much as you want to make a comeback, as much as you guys want to be together, you guys may still be thinking about that time when they did not choose this relationship. And maybe there's a part of you that wants vengeance. Maybe there's a part of them that wants vengeance. Okay? And that is basically at odds with this relationship that both of you guys do want. Now let's ask, but when is this person going to come in any sort of serious way? We have the Fool in reverse. Doesn't look like they're taking any leap of faith right about now. Let's see. When are they going to come in? We have Six of Swords in reverse. You know, this person's still hurt, and we saw that. We have Three of Pentacles. For some of them, they're still wrapped up in the energy of a third party, or they may still be with a third party. Okay? But they want to reach out to you. I see that. Okay? And I think there's, a battle royale going on where they're at, because there are a lot of cooks in this kitchen, right? There are a lot of cooks, family members may have a say here. A past partner may have a say, and they may feel attacked by everyone that is in their life right now. But I think that they do want to reach out. So let's ask Spirit, when are they going to reach out? So when they do reach out, I won't say don't take them seriously, because they do have intentions towards you, but they're not in any position to give you the kind of commitment that you want. And I want you to keep that in the back of their mind, because whatever this thing is, it's not completely tied off. They've not achieved closure with this other thing, whatever this other thing is. So whether it's interfering family members, whether it's a spouse, whatever it is, they've not achieved closure with that as yet. Okay, all right. So Spirit, are they going to reach out within 3 months? Yes. So 3 months from you watching this reading, within 3 months, this person's going to reach out. Are they going to reach out within the week? Yes. Okay. So expect this person within a week. This person's going to reach out. Okay. They want to make contact. Okay. They want to nurture a kind of friendship between you guys, but just remember, they're not in any position to offer you the fulfillment that you need, or rather that you want. Let's see what Spirit's advice for you in this situation. Seems very complicated. What's Spirit's advice for you? We have Holy Spirit, Higher Self, and Spirit saying rest. Okay, so right now, you're going to concentrate on yourself, and you're concentrating on activities that replenish your mind, body, and spirit. For some of you guys, it might be taking a vacation and lounging by the pool or the beach, right? For others of you guys, it might be going to nature and just soaking up that energies. For others, it might be having picnics in the park, whatever it is, or meditation, communing with Spirit. But Spirit is saying right now, let it be all about you. Let it be all about you. What we have here, we have discontent. All right. So Spirit is saying, whilst you're relaxing and your mind is at peace, you're going to get a lot of insight into your situation. And part of that insight is recognizing the parts of your life where you're not content. Okay? And that contentment is giving you a message. If there's something in your life that's just not working, you kind of have to move on for the moment. Right? You can't just stay there doing the same thing and expect things to just work out as you want it to. Okay? So if something is not working, you have to release it. If this relationship here isn't working, you have to release it. If the way that you communicate with your partners and your family members isn't working, you have to release it. So look for the areas in your life where you're not content and see what you can do differently. That's basically what Spirit is saying. But in order to be able to identify these areas, your mind has to be in a state of peace, and you do that by, just as I said underneath the deck, engaging in activities that, put your mind at rest. Okay? Love, so that was your reading. Can I ask you guys to please subscribe to this channel? Make sure you have on the notifications, all notifications, right? You take back your power from YouTube. They don't get to decide what you want to watch. You get to decide what you want to watch. That's one. And two, if you watch other esoteric channels, please do the same, because I've noticed a weird trend of people getting demonetized and people getting shadow banned with these sort of channels. So we have to make sure that we are supporting them in any way that we can. All right? When I see a new channel now and I really like what they're doing, I subscribe. I make sure I put a comment because I want them to stay there because they're here for a purpose. Okay? I mean, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Take care. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So if you chose this rose, this is going to be the reading for you. So let's see what's coming next in love. Oh Lord, we got a wedding. Okay. So we got a wedding. So we definitely see some further or higher level commitment coming to your relationship, right? This is the way they want to take it. This person, it says here, this situation involves marriage. Now, for a few of you, maybe your person might be married. For others of you, you don't have a person, but there might be a friendship that is moving in the direction of a romantic relationship and in the direction of marriage, because it says this situation. So it could be that this is already on the ground. This person, you already met this person. Okay. And this is the direction that's heading in. So let's get some more information from Spirit on this particular issue and what exactly this situation is. Okay, let's see. I'm doing this early in the morning, so my voice is going to be a little huskier than usual. Am I? Okay. Star card in reverse. Okay. This came out for pile 2 in this position. And what we picked up on there is that, there's a past life relationship that is basically continuing in this lifetime. There may be some lessons you guys have to know, learn from each other. There may be a karmic lesson at hand or a karmic debt that needs to be paid. Okay, but we have a star card in reverse. So things aren't going, I wouldn't say they aren't going as planned, but things aren't, hunky-dory. What is this about? Spirit, tell us about this situation. What is this situation? We have here the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is a renewal of love. It is new love that is arising. And it is love that is directed by Spirit. It's almost like a gift, after a very troubled time. We have an Ace of Wands in reverse. And this can talk about inaction. So maybe a jump start after kind of long in a relationship. But Ace of Wands in reverse can talk about the abuse of power. So this could talk about, new love coming in after an escape from something that might have been codependent, toxic, or even abusive. I need some more information, Spirit. We have 5 of Wands, which is the drama. And we have the Hermit. What am I getting from this? Okay. It looks like for people watching this pile, you are in, or you're now coming out of a period of solitude. And it was a very transformative time for you. Look at what he has in his hand. Usually the Hermit has a staff. This person has a snake. And the snake, it's always been a symbol of evil in Judeo-Christian traditions, right? But in other cultures, the snake is a symbol of wisdom, and the snake is a symbol of transformation, right? He sheds his skin many times. He reinvents himself, right? So it feels like when you came out of this period of isolation, you reinvented yourself. And even when we look at your totem animal here, this is given like the Fool vibes, but the Fool is full grown and mature. And we don't see a little puppy guy in the Fool, right? This is almost like a lone wolf, right? So as you exit this period of isolation, you are wiser, more independent, and more resilient than before, because look at the conditions in which you are blossoming. It's winter. The ground is barren, right? So you came out of this realizing that you're a lot more resilient, wise, and enlightened than you ever knew. So it feels like you peeled back and uncovered layers of yourself, but it was hard won, because we see you coming out of an abusive relationship, okay, or a relationship where you may have felt exploited or taken advantage of, coming out of drama. So even for some of you guys, it may have been some kind of contentious divorce, and you're here stepping into new love. I don't think that it's with this person who you had a contentious relationship with, but we are going to ask Spirit, what is going on here? This situation that is brewing, that's heading to marriage, is it a past person, someone who's currently in your life, or someone who is coming in? Spirit saying this is somebody that's coming in. This is fresh. I think you may have known this person from a past life, right? And I think this person's energy is going to be recognizable to you when you encounter this person, but I don't think that you've met this person before. This is somebody that is coming in, right? So this is fresh love brought in by Spirit, and this ain't no joker. This is someone who is serious, and this is a different kind of relationship. It's going to be a different kind of relationship than you're used to. You know why? Because you have changed. You have changed. You've been the common denominator in your past relationships, and it looks like your past relationships were pretty contentious. Okay? There may have been a lot of people involved. There might have been betrayal and cheating and that kind of thing. Spirit's letting you know right now, this is going to be different. And it's going to be different because you are different, right? You're more flexible in your ideologies, but it feels like you're going to be more steadfast in your boundaries, okay? And whereas before, you may or may not have been listening to your intuition, this time, your intuition is guiding you. You're not doubting yourself. From the time you'd sniff out some bad vibes, you're gone. You're not waiting to see, or maybe I was wrong. No. You realize that, you have this inner compass and you are going to follow it. Let's get some more info. Let's ask Spirit. This is a fresh person. This is a new person that is coming in. New person that is coming in. We want to see what energy are they coming into this relationship with. We have spark in reverse. Okay, now I think this person, I don't want to say that they're depressed, but they're certainly not on the level that you're on. And it's because whilst you've kind of transitioned out of a painful situation or painful situations, it looks like this person's just still trying to get their foot in. Okay, so I don't want to say that they're fresh out of another situation. I don't get that. I don't think it's fresh out, but I don't think they've gotten to the point where they've found happiness again. So, when you go through a period of grief, you get to a point where you're not too sure. You're not yet sure if you'll be happy again. I think this is where this person's at. So they could have even lost a spouse or a loved one. Okay? All right, what we have here? We have rock bottom. So they're in reverse. So this is someone in recovery, right? Kind of like you, but I think you're already on the other side of recovery. This person seems like they are in the process. Okay? They've had their downward spiral. They've hit rock bottom. So they're here. For some of them, they might have just come out of rehab. For others of them, just come out of jail. For others of them, it's definitely a relationship that really tore them apart, right? So this is someone in recovery. That's what I'm getting. All right. Energy that they're bringing into this relationship. We have commitment in reverse. Okay. So I think because they're in recovery, they're not going to be looking for commitment. I don't think that is going to be their intention, right? Because they're going to be focused on their healing. But I feel like you and the spark between you guys is going to catch this person off guard. We have here spirit of place. I feel like when you meet this person, they might have just moved from somewhere, or they're trying to figure out who they are right now. As I told you, in the process, you're on the other side of it, but they're in the process. So I think they're just going to be focused on their healing. But what I think that's going to allow, I think that's going to allow for a friendship to develop between you guys. That's what I think it's going to allow for. And we have here solitude in reverse, right? So they may sorry about that. So they may be thinking that they want solitude or they don't want to be partnered at this time, but I feel like this connection is going to kind of change the way that they're looking at that. And I really think this is going to start as a friendship. Whoever this person is, I feel like as well that when you meet this person, you might also be more self-focused, right? Even though you've come out of the hermit's energy, you're going to be making decisions differently. It's going to be, if this doesn't honor me, if it doesn't benefit me, it goes, right? So I don't think you'll be purposely looking for love, but I feel like it's going to find you. And I think it's going to be the story with your person. They may not be purposefully looking for love, but I think you guys are going to find each other, strike up a friendship, and then it moves from there. And that's the situation that Spirit is talking about. The situation is going to be the friendship. And as you guys grow together and trust each other, it feels like that's when romance blossoms, which is a very beautiful energy. Okay. Now let's ask Spirit. What the hell do they want with you? What are their true intentions? True intentions towards you. Underneath the deck, we have poverty, right? I think, feeling a little down, feeling a little worthless, feeling like they have to focus on not just their emotional recovery, but maybe even their financial recovery as well. I feel like whatever situation they are recovering from took everything from them. As I told you, they hit rock bottom. So I feel for a lot of you guys, it might be maybe a divorce, maybe just come out of jail. It's that kind of energy, right? Where they lost everything and they're gradually building themselves back up. Their intentions towards you. We have unexpected income. Okay. I feel like this person as well may be some sort of provider energy. Okay. And I think it is their intention when they do recognize it, because what is in sharp relief in this card is this person's wedding ring right there. So I feel like whilst they may not be looking for love, they're going to immediately see the value within you. And I think that is going to plant a seed from the start. They're going to see your value, even if they're not looking for love, right? Even if they're friends with you, they're going to see your value, right? They're not looking for it, but they're going to see it. And I think this is going to plant a seed in their mind that you might be worth taking a closer look. So even from beginning, even though they're not looking for commitment, I think the idea is going to come up. They're gonna want to be the main man, the emperor in your life. They want to be your number one, and pretty quickly too. So they're not looking for love, they're focusing on their friendship. But I think a seed is going to be planted, and that seed is going to continue to grow. Look at the lamp in the back of his head. It's looking like, when in those cartoons, when somebody has an idea, it's like the lights go on. The lights go on, and they realize, wait a minute, I don't just want friendship with this person. I want to be the main man. Yeah. And they want to be a wealthy man, because I had told you, this person is provider energy, right? So this is someone, and they make up their mind pretty quickly about this, right? This is a card number 13, and that's transformation, that's rapid change, okay? So I think, the friendship is going, and then once that seed is planted, they can't see anything else, right? And they're going to be working pretty hard to get where they think they need to be in order to be worthy of your love, your commitment, and your attention. I think it happens pretty quickly for them. We have here, they start thinking about family. They start thinking about building a family. And I think they're going to hustle and grind, because once that seed is planted, it grows swiftly, and then they don't think about anything else. Blinders. They're going to be focused on that. So they may not be looking for love, but they're going to be smitten pretty quickly into the friendship. What's going to challenge this connection? What are some of the challenges that you guys are going to experience? And we have here, you never really loved me. Okay, so it feels like some of you guys, and maybe them, will be bringing across a little bit of baggage from your past relationships. A little bit of baggage where you didn't feel appreciated, where you didn't feel loved, where you didn't feel like you had this person's attention, where you didn't feel respected. And things may happen, even though, new life blessings, or new life begins. Why did I see new life blessings, guys? Even though a new life is beginning with this person focus on you, right? It feels like echoes of the past, or ghosts of the past kind of raise their ugly head in this relationship from time to time. And it really catches both of you guys off guard, and you start to view the other person with suspicion. So Spirit saying, you gotta rein. It's not your imagination that you have to rein in. But when you get triggered, you have to find ways of dealing with those triggers rather than running away. Because you're gonna be tempted to run away, right? Certain situations that happen between you and this person, it's gonna feel like echoes of the past, but it really isn't. Okay, that is just your nervous system responding, because it was programmed to respond like that in a past relationship. And you're going to want to feel to run, okay? But just realize it's just a trigger. It's just the past. It's not the present. What's going to challenge this connection? We have block and bless. And maybe when you were in recovery from this abusive relationship, right, you may have done an overcorrection with your boundaries, where the minute you smell something, or you think you smell something, you're ready to block this person, and they might want to do the same. They might be wanting to ghost, right? Because the triggers may come so strong, because the intensity of this connection is going to be immense. But Spirit saying, take time, just pause, right? Recalibrate, calm yourself, and then reevaluate what you think you saw, what you think you heard, and then ask yourself, is that really what I saw or what I heard, or is it me filtering a conversation or an action through what I experienced in the past? Okay, so Spirit saying, before you block this person on all platforms and run away, pause, and then examine what happened. Okay? What's going to challenge this connection? Muted, not moved on. All right. So it still may have some residual energy from a past relationship in this connection, especially if a past partner, whether it's your past partner or this person's past partner, may have ghosted, and then you don't get the kind of closure that you want. So it feels like the main challenge is going to be the past and trying to keep your body, your nervous system in the present moment. And that also goes for your person. Okay? What else is going to be a challenge in this connection? We have, you lost me. It says final straw, self-respect, and power move, right? I think both of you are going to be so concerned about not being exploited again, that you guys are going to be doing, again, overcorrections and overcompensations, okay? And it's just like before, as I was talking about, you're going to be ready to run at the first, what you think might be a red flag. But you have to really sit with yourself and ask yourself objectively, am I seeing a red flag or am I seeing the past? And that's both of you guys. All right. What's going to be a challenge in this connection? We have dreaming of you, nostalgia, fantasy, and wishful thinking. For some of you guys, and maybe for your person, you guys may still think about the past relationship. And it could be that there was no closure. It could be that even though you may have moved on, there still might have been residual feelings, and that's you and your person. And you may still think of what if. So the challenge is going to be remaining in the present with this partner who is actually showing up for you, and for them too, them remaining in the present with this partner who is actually showing up for you and not trying to take trips down memory lane. Okay, that is going to be the challenge. All right. Now let's ask Spirit, when will this person appear into your life in any real sort of way? Let's see the answer that Spirit gives. We have 7 of Swords in reverse. We have 8 of Wands. So we're talking about no bullshit, movement forward. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And we have After Tarot. All right, when are they going to appear? As soon as you release the past. As soon as you release the past. And you start moving forward in a decisive kind of way. As soon as you realize that that past person is not committing to you, that's when your after begins. Okay, so this person is going to show up when you make the decision to move forward and move on from another situation or somebody else. Let me see if I get a definitive time. Spirit, is it going to be less than a year? Spirit saying yes. Spirit, is it going to be less than 3 months? No. Is it going to be less than 6 months? No. Is it going to be less than 9 months? Yes. So within 9 months, once you make the decision to move forward in your life, once you're enjoying your life completely, this person is going to pop in. So that was a reading. I hope that was helpful. Can I ask you guys, as an energy exchange, please subscribe to this channel and make sure you put on all notifications. Put a comment down below, like the video, especially if you want to see more esoteric content, right? A lot of these kinds of channels are being shadow banned and demonetized and just kind of sidelined at this point in time, and a couple other genres too. So if you want this content to remain on the platform, please show your support for me and any other reader that you might enjoy, any other medium that you might enjoy, anybody that is, spreading more elevated news. Do what you can to make sure that they stay on this platform. Okay, my love. So that was your reading. Take care.